So I took a friend out to do some P1000 observations, and he started to ask me some pointed questions about flat Earth and why I would even waste my time looking into it in the first place. What you're about to see is footage that was captured on November 1st, 2018. Enjoy it. What motivates me to engage in it is that when the first time I heard flat Earth, I thought it was retarded, and I laughed. I'm like, oh, you must be joking. No, you're not serious. And then one of the first things I saw was somebody zoomed in on a ship on the horizon that had appeared to have disappeared from your eyesight. Because if you live on a sphere, it's going to disappear behind a wall of water, right?
Because you're going over
a curve. So someone pulled out a zoom camera, zoomed in, and there it was. So I'm like, wait a minute, what are people describing when they see something disappear? Are they describing it disappearing out of their eyesight? Are they just talking about disappearing bottom up? And at what point do these things are they talking about just with their naked eye?
We've known about the planet's curvature for over 2,000 years. The ancient Greeks figured out that the Earth is round based on several pieces of evidence, including their observations of ships going over the horizon line.
So if you're just using your naked eye, then how do you trust that? Because if you zoom in on something that disappeared out of your eyesight and there it is, then it didn't go over a curve. So that's where it started. I'm like, wait a minute, how are they zooming into things that apparently already disappeared? Okay, interesting. Still ridiculous. Pictures from space. Okay. Gotta trust the government. And I do think it's a little weird that NASA is like the one government institute that no one criticizes. Libertarians will be like, government's crap. God, government's inefficient. They're incompetent. They can't build the roads. And look, their military bombs countries. It's so bad. No one ever talks about NASA. NASA incompetence is like this weird, like, gray area no one thinks about. Even like anti-government libertarian types. So I thought, okay, I don't have to trust my government to know what I'm living on. There's got to be ways to prove it. Okay, I'm gonna go zoom in on the lighthouse. I zoomed in on it last year, and I can see the whole thing from top to bottom. Stefan Molyneux said he could see the Earth's curvature from an airplane window.
And so when I went very high altitude when I was 6, and then again when I was 16, flying from England to Africa, the curvature that I saw, would that be just something that I expected to see and my sort of eyes made it look that way?
Felix Baumgartner, he would have been about 2 millimeters above the surface of this globe. That's his edge of space jump. And not only that, they made sure to photograph him standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines. So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he said, wow, he's in space, look at that. No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat.
All fuselage windows have a curvature to them. At 30,000 feet, you would not be able to see a curvature even if it was a globe of 25,000 miles in circumference.
Neil Tyson says you can't see it from 4 times that height. Stefan Molyneux, on that point, is retarded. And I'd like to know why people are hallucinating the globe. Do you have an answer for maybe why people are hallucinating the globe?
I don't know. I've never seen curvature from an airplane.
Why would Stefan's really smart.
I can never really see the ground from an airplane. I haven't been on that many flights.
Stefan's a smart guy. Why would he believe he's hallucinating? To answer your question, the reason that I started looking into it so much was because I heard it, laughed at it, thought it was retarded, and then tried to debunk it, and not really was able to debunk it.